What's up, guys? Want to talk to you guys today about this news from Interactive Brokers. Everybody in my chat room and my students have been sending me messages on Discord asking me if this is a big thing, if this is something that they should be looking at. So yesterday or this morning, Interactive Brokers put out a press release saying they're going to be launching Interactive Brokers Lite. What this is essentially is their response to Robinhood, right? A lot of you guys probably see on Twitter these spammy people posting their Robinhood referral links everywhere, even on YouTube. It's all over the place. People love Robinhood because they are giving free commissions. Now, it's free commissions with a price, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So what Interactive Brokers has decided is they will be providing commission-free unlimited trades on U.S. exchange listed in ETFs, which is pretty much like, right, 99% of what everybody's going to be trading. So you got zero commissions, no account minimums, which I think is actually really important for a lot of people with small accounts. Interactive Brokers, which is, I think, out of the retail brokers, probably the best out of the group, from Ameritrade to E-Trade to Schwab. Interactive Brokers is the best because they've always been direct market access and they have some other tools and some decent shorts. But Interactive Brokers always had big account minimums. You know, for a long time, it was $10,000 just to have a minimum to open an account there. So you couldn't really participate, most people, if they just wanted to, you know, trade at Interactive Brokers and they were getting started. So I think no account minimums is a really important. No inactivity fees, free market data for U.S. exchange traded stocks, and then they've got even some decent interest rates. And it looks like they'll have like a mobile trading platform, very, very similar to Robinhood. So Interactive Brokers has just kind of thrown this like bombshell out that's really, I think, an FU to Robinhood, but try to get a piece of that Robinhood action. Right, you're getting all sorts of people with like $200, $500, right, opening their Robinhood account, and they're sitting there like, look, I got 3 shares of Ford Motor Company, so on and so forth. So how is this going to impact the industry? Well, if you see like the stock price for Ameritrade today, TD, it actually is up 3%. You know, yeah, if it crashed yesterday, not crashed, but right, it was down a pretty penny yesterday. Does E-Trade still a ticker? No, Schwab. What's the ticker for Schwab? Charles Schwab. Yeah, Charles Schwab. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. You know, Schwab was getting nailed yesterday, but they've kind of rebounded into it. So I think probably what happens in this scenario is, you know, people just do a copycat thing where everybody goes to free trading, which is awesome for people with really small accounts that don't care about executions. But otherwise, for us active traders, this is not really a huge impact. I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this. It can be something to use in your tool belt, you know, where you get access to, you know, a new type of broker that, and it doesn't have to be a Robinhood, where you can get free commissions. Because obviously if you have $1,000 or something like that, then free commissions is really important. And frankly, if you're just trading with $1,000 or $2,000, you're not going to be that active of a trader. So a free commission broker is sweet. And if it's Interactive Brokers, which has the best reputation out of the major brokers, I think that's going to be awesome too. But if you are an active trader like me, somebody that's going to make probably 50 to 100 executions a day, so what I mean by executions is tickets, then free commissions, it sounds great because it would save me probably $200 to $300 a day. But there's always the hidden dark side to free commissions, and they kind of say it even in here, with addition of so what they're going to say is Interactive Brokers will route the orders of IBKR Lite to market makers in exchange for receiving payment for order flow. So Interactive Brokers has for a long time been direct access, I believe, to be day trading properly. If you're having a larger account, you need a direct access broker because you need to be able to get clean executions and really good fills. Okay. What happens is when they have a payment for order flow, you're hitting the button. This used to happen to me at Ameritrade all the time. You're hitting the button, and then there's like a little bit of a delay. And Ameritrade is essentially putting that order up for auction to HFTs and market makers to sell off your order, right? To sell off your order, and they're going to do all sorts of different things to it. They may trade against it. They may use it for their own liquidity purposes. You know, there's a whole host of things that they would do. So your execution times, but also your fills are never that good when you're at a non-direct access broker. So for me, for example, I think that I would still need, right, free commissions doesn't matter because I need fills. If you think about like good fills, say you're going to trade like 100,000 shares a day, right? Well, if your fills were 1 to 2 pennies better on each share, right? How much money would you have by the end of the day? You'd save, right? A lot of money by having better execution. So the commission doesn't really matter as much when you're trading a lot of shares. So I think if you are going to be like a day trader where you're really in and out of the market a lot and you're trading size, like you might be trading hundreds of shares or thousands of shares, then you would still need a direct access market, direct access broker like regular interactive brokers or Speed Trader or Sprint Trader. There's a whole host of really good ones, but that's the kind of dirty caveat of, you know, these free commission brokers. Free is not really free. So if you look up payment for order flow, essentially the definition according to the Wikipedia is in financial markets, payment for order flow refers to the compensation that a broker receives, not from the client like us paying commission, but from a third party that wants to influence how the broker routes client orders. So if you ever go on YouTube, there's some awesome documentaries on this. One done by Chaim Bodek called The Wall Street Code. He was one that like 10 years ago had put me on to all this payment for order flow and got me to stop trading at retail brokers because he scared the crap out of me on how this payment for order flow stuff works and how they actually mess with your orders. So to summarize, if you're going to trade like me, like you're in my chat room and you're trading, you know, dozen times a day, then you need a fast broker which is direct market access and stuff like that. You know, I've traded at all different kinds of spots, you know, over the years. Right now I'm using Speed Trader, and my boy Donnie has opened the sister arm to Speed Trader, which is Sprint Trader. These guys are pretty good. These guys will all be direct access. You know, you could go in with Speed Trader too. They're pretty good. Some people use Center Point Securities or, you know, just like good old fashioned interactive brokers, but the regular version is going to be important. So when you're judging whether to use a Robinhood or some other free commission place or a direct access, think about like how many trades you're going to make per day, how much size you're using, and what your account size is. For me personally, like say my nephew wanted to get into trading and he's got like a $500 or $1,000, right? And I want him to learn about the markets, understand how stocks move, then I would say, hey, check out Robinhood, right? Because they got a nice mobile app, or check out this interactive brokers Lite. They get a nice mobile app. And when you're having like, when you're buying like 10 shares of something, then your execution doesn't really matter, right? Like the difference in the couple pennies you might save, it doesn't really matter. Even if you were doing like 50 shares, it really wouldn't matter. It only starts to matter like when your share sizes start to increase, right? Then all of a sudden those 1 or 2 pennies turn out a lot. Like what if you had 5,000 shares of something? Well, that 1 or 2 pennies could be $50 to $100 right there. So your execution really matters at that point. So small account and you're just learning, great. Use one of these freebies and do some trades. Also, if you're a swing trader, where you're holding stocks for multiple days to weeks, then a free commission broker is fine, right? Because your execution times doesn't matter. If I'm going to buy something at 20, I'm trying to hold it for 25 or 26 over the course of 1 or 2, 3 weeks, it's an investment or a swing trade, then the 1 or 2 pennies you would save on your execution and better fill doesn't really matter, right? it doesn't matter at all because you're going for a bigger move. So really kind of think about what kind of trader you are, and then, find a broker that fits that. So if you're like me and you do a lot of shorting and a lot of day trading and you need leverage and really good borrows, then you need direct access broker like a Sprint Trader or a Speed Trader, or, a Center Point that has like really, really good borrows and really, really good tools and things like that. Otherwise, yeah, check these things out. I'll probably open an account there too, just to see what the hubbub is, right? Throw in $1,000 and see how everything works. And, when I get a good feel for it, I'll make you guys another video. Hopefully that helps, guys. Feel free to leave in any questions or comments. And by the way, any kind of video you guys want to see, leave a comment. I'll make sure to make one. I love getting input in from you guys on what you want to see when I make these YouTube videos. It's been a sick week of trading. This news has been fun. It's been fun to kind of dig in on this stuff. Guys, have a great weekend. God bless you. And hey, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Take care.